So I have a confession to make. No, I didn't relapse. I just started learning how to day trade stocks. But lately, I've started to wonder, did I just trade one addiction for another? My name is Glenn. I'm a recovered alcoholic, and I was addicted to alcohol for 40 plus years. And by the grace of God, I've been sober now for over 5,000 days. Everything I share is just my opinion, and it comes from my experience in recovery. Now, the stage is set. Picture this. It's 9:29 a.m. Stock market opens at 9:30. It's about to open. I'm sitting in front of my screens. Charts are open. The bell rings. The world disappears. It's just me and the market. Every green candle feels like validation. Every red one, like rejection. The tension, the thrill, the obsession. That voice whispering, one more trade, just one more, you can do it. And even though I'm not touching a drink or a drug, that feeling is strangely familiar. Day trading for a lot of us in recovery checks every box of that addictive brain. It's fast, it's uncertain, it rewards risk, it makes you feel alive, it's psychological. But here's the trap. Success in trading is built on discipline, not emotion, not on feeling good. And yet for someone wired like me, maybe you, discipline often battles with dopamine. Am I trading for profit or am I trading for a high? Is the stock market my new escape? My new numbing agent? Except this time it's wrapped up in legitimacy. I'm working, I'm building a new career, but deep down, was I still chasing that old feeling? So addiction, it doesn't just live in substances. It lives in our neural pathways, our neural networks. When we get sober, we stop feeding the beast chemically, but that circuitry, it's still wired for stimulation. That's why trading hits the same reward centers. It's uncertainty mixed with anticipation, seasoned with a little bit of fantasy. Every trader knows that voice. If I just catch this next move, I'll be set. If I just hold on to this one a little bit longer. If that other trader on YouTube just made $25,000 in one day, I know I can. Yeah, sound familiar? Well, it's the same lie addiction told us. This time will be different. But here's where it gets dangerous. The market gives us permission to feel that dopamine high without shame. It looks productive. It feels like growth. But if we're honest, it's often just emotional gambling, wearing a suit. Yeah, in the Bible, Proverbs 14:12 says, there is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. Well, even if that sounds a little dramatic, it sounds like that verse was written for traders. Because control, that illusion that we can master chaos and randomness, is both the blessing and curse of recovery. We think, I can control this now. I am in control. I've learned. I'm in charge of my destiny. But that's pride. The truth is, sometimes when I'm trading the market, I try to manage my emotions. And the moment my identity gets tied to my profit and loss, my P&L statement, I'm back in the same prison, just with red and green lighting. Addiction says, you can't handle real life. You need an escape. Trading says, you can make life better if you can control this. Different language, same emotional root. Fear. Fear of being ordinary. Fear of failure. Fear of being powerless. In recovery, we're taught to live one day at a time, but in trading, we live one tick at a time, one point at a time. Obsessed with control, terrified of surrender. And here's the paradox. Recovery is about letting go, but trading is about precision. That's why for many of us, it becomes a perfect storm. When I'm in a losing position, I feel worthless. When I win, I'm invincible. Feeling either extreme keeps me trapped in a prison. Here's something few talk about. Relapse doesn't always mean picking up again. Sometimes relapse is emotional. It's the return to obsession, anxiety, grandiosity, or shame. even when we're sober. And trading can trigger all of those in a single session. When I caught myself revenge trading, over trading, going tilt and blowing I don't know how many accounts, I had to start setting emotional stop losses because for me, that's relapse in disguise. And here's another relevant Bible verse from Mark 8:36. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world, yet lose his soul? Well, that verse hits differently when your world is the market. Because if you lose your peace, your connection to God, your humility, what have you gained? Money's not evil. Obsession with it is. Success isn't wrong. Self-worship is. Trading for me stopped being about money when I realized the real currency I was risking was my serenity, my peace. So I started doing something different. As soon as I wake up, I pause and pray. Not for profits, but for gratitude, for peace. Because when I trade from peace and not panic, I trade smarter. We can't forget about self-sabotage because for addicts, success can be worse than failure. I mean, failure feels familiar. We know how to lose, but success, that's scary. That threatens our identity. Check out my previous video on the fear of success. In recovery, we spend years learning humility. Trading success can inflate that fragile ego again. And the higher the ego rises, the closer the fall. So we subconsciously self-destruct, taking dumb trades, breaking rules, chasing price. I've done it all. Not because I wanted to lose, but because losing feels safer than changing. That's why the real victory in trading sober isn't a profitable month, it's a peaceful mindset. 1 Timothy 6:10 says, "The love of money is the root of all kinds of evil." It doesn't say money itself, it says the love of it. And that's what recovery constantly asks us. What's your heart's focus? Trading can serve God or self, but it can't do both at once. That's why I remind myself daily, my trading account isn't my worth, it's a tool. My job is to be a good steward, not a gambler. Something beautiful happened when I stopped hiding this. Trading stopped being about proving something. It became about practicing recovery through every trade. So, did I swap one addiction for another? No, I don't think so. But I almost did. And it's so easy to fall back into those old habits. And that's the truth most people won't tell you. The line between discipline and addiction, it's razor thin. When I stay grounded in faith, honesty, and community, I trade clearly rather than impulsively. Because the ultimate goal isn't freedom to trade, it's freedom from needing the high. If you're watching this and thinking, that's me, well, take a breath, because you're not crazy, you're not broken, you're only human, navigating a powerful mix of recovery, risk, and purpose. Here's what I've learned. Sobriety isn't about avoiding excitement, it's about learning how to live inside it without losing yourself. The market can't fill you, money can't fix you, but grace, awareness, gratitude, that can heal you. And if you're looking to go deeper, here are 3 reading resources that helped me, and they might help you too. Keep in mind that a lot of this information is also available on YouTube. Number 1, Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. It's not a recovery book, but it nails the psychology of fear, control, and self-sabotage. Every trader in recovery should read it. Of course, you've got the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, also the big book of NA. They have chapters that have timeless wisdom about surrender and letting go and self-will. And finally, number 3 is The Road Less Traveled by M. Scott Peck. Now, that's a bridge between psychology and spirituality. It helps explain why we chase pain and how to grow beyond it. I've put links to these resources in the description at the bottom of this video. Remember, you can be successful, sober, and spiritually grounded all at once. But it starts with honesty. And that's the trade that finally pays off. I hope you got something out of this video. And remember to like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs it. And don't forget, God bless you. God bless our veterans. And remember, somebody out there loves you.